By fifth grade, I had reached the pinnacle of my popularity at home and at school. I was viewed by my family as the special one, the one who could do no wrong. As the eldest of three, I asserted my dominance with an iron fist over my younger brother and sister. I was the pitcher of the Little League baseball team and the quarterback of the Pee Wee football team. Unfortunately, these early successes got to my head and resulted in a belief which continued well into my adulthood. The belief others put me first, treat me special. Now, all of you may find this hard to believe. As it turns out, rather than others put me first, guess what happened? Others put themselves first. People can be funny that way, can't they? And can you guess what my reaction was when others failed to meet my me first expectation? I would get upset. When I got married, my put me first expectation naturally carried over to my wife. So did my wife put me first? No way. About a year into our marriage, I could see her taking control of her life, making her life her own by filling it with things important to her, namely dance, friends, and love. Upon seeing my upset reaction, she explained in her first marriage her husband was first. And there were times she did not get to do things she wanted to do because it was not what her husband wanted. To put it mildly, this putting oneself first instead of me was a new dynamic to our marriage, to which I spent many an anguished night trying to figure out what the problem was, what to do next. I would ask myself, wasn't I enough? Where will this self-empowering on her part lead? Will she move on to someone else? It took me a while to see the problem wasn't my wife putting herself first. Rather, the problem was my thinking she should put me first. Upon seeing the problem in this new light, I vowed to fix my faulty belief to better reflect the reality. My wife and I are two different persons living two different lives. To fix this, I spoke with my psychologist, and his recommendation to me was to align my beliefs with reality. This sounded like a great idea, but how do I do that? Drum roll, please. General semantics, that's how. During this time, I was reading Drive Yourself Sane by Susan and Bruce Kodish, and was introduced to the general semantics premise, the map is not the territory. The website Less Wrong has a good summary of the premise, which I would like to share with you now. According to Less Wrong, Alfred Korzybski coined the term, the map is not the territory, to metaphorically illustrate the difference between belief and reality. Our perception of the world is being generated by our brain and can be considered as a map of reality written in neural patterns. Reality exists outside our mind, but we can construct models of this territory based on what we glimpse through our senses. End quote. After studying the map is not the territory metaphor, I was convinced this was how I was going to better align my beliefs with reality, as I was thinking a big part of my problem was at a young age, I deceived myself into thinking my beliefs were the reality. Armed with this new knowledge, I updated my faulty belief others put me first to the more accurate belief others put themselves first. It took some time for me to adapt to this new belief. Something would pop up, and I would notice I would start to slip back to my old belief. And so I would pause and remind myself People put themselves first because that is what most people, including myself, naturally do. And after a few moments, I would feel better. Thank you.